Ricky lose his 20th game in a row that I have watched.
What are you saying? You're not a believer
have we cast
in
a
Ricky?
game that Ricky has won?
I don't know. You think I remember what I even did yesterday? Was
Yeah.
So tell me
I'm
about
asking
it.
the wrong
Tell me
person
why
here.
it's so bad.
Let me ask myself, have I seen Ricky win? I don't think I've seen Ricky win. No. I don't know. The thing about this hero is I think I want to believe, right? I want to believe in it being good. And I've seen it do very well in pubs, and I've seen it do well in some pro games, but I just feel like it doesn't convert victories that often, just because of its inability to take Roche and take towers.
And while you hate on Ricky,
Tyga's
getting
Hello,
destroyed.
I'm Gabe Newell. You've just achieved first blood. Thanks and have fun.
3 times. Now what do you think of the hero?
No, Alliance seemed to like going as these 5-man squads early on in the game to get first blood. It seems to be something that they do more than other teams right now. So pays off. They get first blood on Ogre. I don't want to talk too much about the Riki. Like, it's very clear it has some weaknesses and some strengths. I'm just a bit of a semi-hater in Pro Dota right now, until I'm convinced otherwise by some victories. So, with all of that out of the way, I'm favoring Liquid a bit, because I think their mid-game is really powerful when they want to start fighting. They have means of initiating, they have a way to getting Roche, they have good lanes like the panel talked about. And I don't think Alliance kill Huskar very well. Usually the way you kill Huskar is you get single target damage, right? You basically have Timber here that deals well with Huskar. Outside of that, I'm not.
Well, the question is, can anyone kill Huskar on Liquid? Because there is Winter's Curse.
Yes, there is. But they can disrupt that. They can Oracle ult that. The double save and everything is there. Yeah, so very strong.
Well, Hanskin's going to have his work cut out for him in terms of getting those beautiful curses off.
The bigger perspective, I think, about this Riki pick is getting, like, actually living up to his name. You know, you're getting an assassin here. You want to be able to kill the supports. And they were like, what carry can we get that can get into the backlines and kill Oracle and Shadow Demon so we can open up the fights? Because if you don't kill the saves here, your lineup's going to struggle a lot. And Riki is obviously a great choice there. Alternative option could have been something like Spectre. Maybe PA is something a team like Secret might have picked in this slot. Good against both supports in terms of sniping and single target damage against Huskar. But it's possible they don't feel comfortable with the hero, or that they still thought Riki was better. But yeah, I definitely agree with that line of thought, if that's the reasoning here, that you want to solve these supports. It seems like a problem that a lot of teams have when they play against this double save is, well, if you can't get on the saves, what are you going to do?
Right. Well, they're leaving him to his own devices in the top lane, a 1v2. Not exactly what you're looking for Riki to get full farm, but of course he does have a high base regen, so that's one thing to keep note of. FNG does TP down, or TP up to help him out now. So they're not sticking with that tri-lane bot. They were trying to disrupt Koikva, but it doesn't look like that was really happening. So it's back to a 2-1-2. That's top lane Taiga. Getting beat down a bit by FNG. Still pretty safe though. Has his disruption now. So can truly turn the Ogre against himself if he wants.
And we'll
see how the farming goes for the Riki this game.
Yeah, exactly. So usually when you start 1v2 as the carry, a lot of the time it's really a big struggle to get anything. But Nico has still managed to get 8 CS. He got 7 or 6 of them before FNG even showed up in this 1-on-2. So I think that's pretty solid, right?
Oh, and bottom lane.
Oh, wow.
I watched that. S4 was pressuring very hard, and Hanskin with the Arctic Burn was getting him low. But Fortune's End, I thought was going to save him, but S4 just continued to dive. I mean, it is a Timber Saw at the end of the day, and that pure damage coming from Whirling Death when next to a tree is pretty sickening.
I was not expecting Timber to get the kill on this lane. That's
top lane now. After the, I mean, this is a tried and true. We talked about this combo yesterday, even though we didn't get to see it. The Centaur SD, so much damage coming out. This is going to be a good lane for Boxy.
But it's really good news for S4 on this Timber, I think. Like, I was not expecting to get a kill. Usually in Huskar versus Timber matchups, the Huskar can become overpowering when he starts getting 2 or 3 levels in Burning Spear. You just, yeah, you have your regen, but it actually is too powerful. And like, for example, in mid lane, where this matchup could have been played in the past, what Timber ends up doing is he ends up just starting to cut waves at level 3. Just doesn't lane against the Huskar at all. In the bottom lane, the dynamic is a bit different. You don't have the luxury of doing it in the same way. But we might see S4 still having to do it, although that start will definitely help him out in a big way.
Yep, Hanskin's still here, of course. Quickfoot is level 3, so has 2 in the burning
Radiant's
spears,
middle tower is under attack.
We haven't really talked about mid lane at all, but Nikkei on the Quap versus Limp on Razor. Looking at the 23-7 to 20-4 advantage for Limp, so pretty close to even. What do you think of this lane in general, hero versus hero?
So Quap is a classic counter pick to Razor in the lane. I think Razors and the Razor players have adapted to the playstyle of the lane a bit. And I'd say also just the slight buffs the hero has received over time have made this matchup more bearable, I would say. But I still expect Quap to win. So Limp having this position is really good. He was fortunate enough to get a regen rune, though. That is a big help, obviously.
Yeah.
But pretty even.
Okay. Yeah, CS is pretty even right now as well. We'll see if there's going to be any rotations from each respective side as the 5-minute bounties do come in. Alliance did get the... Was it Alliance or Liquid, actually? They got the first 3, or 3 out of 4. I think it was Alliance because of the pressuring that they did top lane. So we'll see how they end up distributing this time around. Is Hansen going to go for the same Orchid build? The greedy Wyvern?
Yeah, probably. It seems to be their go-to pretty much every game, and that is a really good item against the saves. And this gives Wyvern the option of taking one of the saves out of the equation. Oh, he's really...
I mean, level 1 of Whirling Death is actually disgusting. It's so nice. Does get the tango going here, but S4 is going to continue to zone him out. Koipa is just not even remotely close to any creep, so a lot of wasted XP coming about. And another Whirling Death. Insania is here to help, so S4 can only go so far. It does have 2 levels in reactive armor, so can't go super ham yet.
Oh, Hanskin's in trouble now. He went too close.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get Fortune 10 and Quakeflow with a couple more right clicks. He'll be able to take him on. Insania actually takes credit for it. S4 is gonna continue to pull the wave though.
Yeah. I think this lane is gonna break up now. Huskar hit level 5. So these 3 levels in Burning Spear will be really powerful, and Timber can just avoid him entirely. Just keep cutting waves. Oracle can't do anything about this, so S4 will get his free farm behind the tower, and Huskar will get his free farm in the tower or in the lane, where he maybe pulls to the hard camp. So it frees up Oracle to move, and there's some interesting plays available. He could try a kill mid with Quap's level 7 here. He could try to TP top and really shut down this Riki. But it seems like for now he's lingering. This is Liquid. They love stacking camps more than any other team I've seen in the last months. Not doing that though. Just gonna hit S4 once and realize, okay, that didn't do damage, and then he's gonna run away.
I forgot what hero I'm playing. Yes, he has 3 in reactive armor, so he
Dire's
is in
middle
pretty
tower
much no
is
trouble
under
at all
attack.
until Life Break comes about for Quakefoot, which is now.
Yeah, so now there's a play. Now there's a play. And they rotated down the Quap. This is a really good timing to get S4.
Yeah.
And he should be in big trouble.
Available. Shadow Strike to start. Quakefoot needs to get in range for his life break. S4 does have TP.
Yeah, they're saving Fortunes in for that reason.
He's doing a nice job of...
Big old waste of time.
Without Quakefoot there. Yeah, without Quakefoot, I don't know if they can kill him, actually.
And they got the kill on the Centaur top as well. Limp rotated up with the Razor.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
More space, and one of the great luxuries of Razor as a mid hero, he can farm jungle. As Hanskin will die to Insania, but
if S4 gets this kill, okay, not enough mana, not level 6 actually as of yet. If he was, that would have more than likely been a kill.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, look at the CS.
Dire's middle tower
37 and
is under
5
attack.
for Ricky versus Huskar's 29 and 5. So, despite everything, looks like Ricky will die, as I am talking about him. Pretty typical. There's the tower, but there is rotation here from the Razor. Foxy, all he has is double edge right now. But maybe with the Sonic Wade available, we go for this with the question. Not quite enough damage. Now it is. He gets the kill off of the Razor. And looks like FNG is going to be next. One left the tower before his inevitable death. So a nice double rotation.
Yeah, really good play for Liquid here. They bring the right heroes at the right time, the right numbers. And what I like from Boxy there was when the disruption went out on Razor, it looked like he could just run away, but he kind of, I don't know if this was on purpose or not. So.
No, you're right. The Force Staff gives a lot of value against the majority of the lineup. But we'll see what order. I'm sure he'll get it at some point. The question is what order.
Yeah, Huskar is just not one of my big heroes, so like I can see what type of problems the hero has, but I don't know. You know, sometimes it's like, man, I have this problem that I can solve with this item, but the cost of it is too high. I don't know how much it hurts to buy a 4-step after Armlet. Like, if it's really terrible for your timing in the game.
Bottom tower is under attack.
If it prevents you from doing something key, like winning a key team fight and getting roached, or feeling confident pushing towers when you have 2 defensive supports behind you, which is kind of the key thing. Like, if you have 2 defensive supports, you need to itemize defensively at all.
As mid lane, we see Wyvern end up getting taken out. Boxy,
again.
A lot of stack camps in this Liquid side, by the way. He wasn't able to take this one yet because he's very weak. I don't think FNG will be able, I mean, he'll be able to see it now, but yeah, it's just an ogre that's a level 3 at this point. Level 3, it's about to be 10 minutes now.
Middle tower is under attack.
As the outposts will be split.
Radiant's bottom
a little bit in
is
terms
under
of
attack.
leveling, now level 4.25.
Oh, question is going to get so rich now.
Will he take, yeah, he's going to get all these. It's going to be his hood, I assume it's going to be. Probably.
Close
to coming out here very shortly.
Does he have anything
Radiant's
for it
bottom
yet?
tower is under attack.
I assume
then it's
something
not
on the
a hood.
courier is
No.
Okay, just a casual ring then. All right, now in terms
Dire
of Nico
are
Baby's
scanning.
build, Cinder, I know you hate Ricky. You really
Radiant's
think that
bottom
he's garbage.
tower
You
is
made that
under
very
attack.
clear. We've been seeing a lot of triple Wraith
exaggeration.
bands, triple Wraith bands into the defusal. He's skipping that, just staying with a single Wraith band.
Radiant
I'm
structures
assuming it's
are
because
fortified.
Huskar just comes online so fast and you need to be able to at least have
Radiant's
your one core
bottom
item
tower is
before
under
you start
attack.
fighting.
It might be that, but it might also just be something as simple as how well did your first 5 minutes go? If you're the games that we've seen Ricky's go triple Wraith Band, they had free farm, right? They had a really good lane. And this lane, Nico is clearly not that good. Stampede?
Radiant's
Nico
bottom
Baby not
tower
able to
is
finish
under
off
attack.
the Oracle as of yet. Stampede was used as a lot of rotation TPs here from Alliance.
Dire's top
brought 4
tower
heroes
is
and
under
nothing.
attack.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Very little damage done as well.
I got the bot tower though. The siege creep just on its own got that done.
GG, MVP siege creep. For the
S4
win.
set it up well enough before he TP'd up here. And now,
Well, go ahead.
yeah, I think that what you do now as Alliance
Dire's
is you've
middle
made this
tower
over
is under
rotation
attack.
basically. And you have to understand that it's hard for you to get
Get
kills.
the mid, curse. Hudson gets the Queen of Pain. The Fire Blast as well. He's going to be able to blink away to safety though. And he also had a save in the
Radiant's
form
top
of the Shadow
tower is
Demon.
under attack.
We talked about 2 saves. There's kind of 3, right? There's Stampede as well. And they used that to save their support's top that got jumped on. So you need to play around these 3 saves. And if you rotate this many heroes, your Timber is now stuck up there. He has to play the top area, and then you need to rotate all the way across the map on the rest of your lineup. So it opens up a bit of an aggressive move here mid for Liquid to actually get a tower.
Dire's middle tower has
Really
fallen.
nicely done.
Yeah, uncontested now that that curse is down. Yeah, I mean, when they picked the Ricky, I'm just looking at the enemy lineup. It's a weird game. As much as I love Ricky, Cinderin, you know me. It is a weird game with all of these saves, especially like you talk about how Force Staff counters the heroes are, but Stampede just by itself, as long as he's not in the smoke screen, he can save most of his teammates a good portion of the time.
I mean, this Liquid lineup is really good. I think the Huskar, everybody will be focusing on the cheese pick and Huskar, whatever you want to call it, but there's plenty of other heroes that can be in this spot, and this Radiant lineup just looks really nice for this patch. They could have, if you think about it, they could have picked almost any carry here. They like the Huskar this game, and everybody loves to hate on Liquid for picking cheese heroes like Brood, Huskar.
Dire's structures are fortified.
If, let's say,
Radiant's
Quick was playing
bottom
Necrophos
tower
or
is
something,
under
I would
attack.
still love that lineup.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower
An
has
actual
fallen.
carry.
Top tower is going to be taken out as Liquid.
Oh, nice.
Get out.
disrupt.
He doesn't go from look at that. Winter's Curse is applied now. Let's see if he can do enough damage to Boxy. That is a lot with the Chakra, but here comes the Queen of Pain. Life Break onto S4 now as he's getting burned.
Killing spree.
By
Tower
Koikwa.
is
Trying to
under
take
attack.
somebody with them, but that's not going to be the case.
Radiant
Because
structures
again,
are
Liquid just winning
fortified.
pretty much every engagement, despite only having a 1k lead right now. Still feeling pretty good.
Radiant's bottom
Something
tower
Alliance
is
Buying
under
a spirit
attack.
vessel, by the way, for Alliance. Doesn't somebody have to buy that this game?
Radiant are
I don't know how
scanning.
good it is. It's like, in
Really?
theory, it's good against Huskar, but the Huskar has 2 Dispels in his team. He has the Oracle, False Promise, as well as Fortune's End that takes it off. They have Disruption to buy time.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know if it's really that good. I think people a lot of the time get too caught up in we have to get this item against this specific hero, but there's like bigger things at play in this game than just that. Usually, absolutely, you get a Vessel against Huskar, no doubt. But the problem for your lineup is, can you actually isolate and kill him if you Vessel him? I think you're still going to face that problem where maybe it's better to itemize against the supports so that you can open the fight on your terms, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense, especially from Hanskin's point of view, going for...
I like the Orchid over Vessel on him.
Yeah, I mean, Orchid
Radiant's
makes a
bottom
lot of sense for
tower
coming
is
out
under
those supports
attack.
really early, preventing the false promise from even happening. It's like going back to the future, you know? To the beginning. of it.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
That made any sense.
Pretty low on HP. Everything I say makes
Dire
sense. Why
are
do you
scanning.
question me? It's been years, Syndrome.
Radiant's bottom tower
But
is
I
under
can still
attack.
laugh at it.
Diffusal almost online for Nico Baby. And that's when he'll be able to at least do a little bit. I mean, typically when you look at these supports, like the Shadow Demon and Oracle, you can kill them yourself for sure. But the question is, will they be by themselves, or will there be a Stampede to assist?
Exactly. There's always the
Hard.
Stampede. It's a tricky game for him, I think, on that Ricky. He needs to really play around things very well. They can Ogre Stun or Curse the Stampede, and that's it. Like, Razor didn't go for Yule. Timber is far away from getting a Yule. So, Ricky is, kind of a bit on his own
Radiant's
in
middle
terms of
tower
killing these
is under
isolated
attack.
targets off.
Oh, they're gonna scout out Roshan real
Dire's
quick with that
courier has
courier
been
that
killed.
dies instantly. Roshan is a little bit under half HP boxy, getting boxed out, if you will, by Nico Baby, but he's gonna get ulted by the Shadow Demon.
Radiant's
Looks like he's gonna
middle
live for
tower
now.
is under attack.
And Alliance has done a successful job at least preventing this from now. That's 4, very low on mana and getting low on HP thanks to all this damage over time coming
Radiant's
from Liquid.
middle
Koikwa
tower
wants to go
is
for
under
more, though.
attack.
Still has that
They're just
armor
checking.
impact. Yeah. It's going to be hard to go for it, especially with Winter's Curse available on Alliance's side. They have decent fight potential in this pit area. Then again, there is so much sustained from Liquid that now that Koikwa is at relatively high HP, they can initiation onto FNG, but the save from Hanskin is there. Nico's going
Dire's
for the
courier
courier right now
has been
for
killed.
Shagwork. Falls into the depths of God knows where.
A dominating performance. Oh, no.
Or
not.
down by S4. This is going to be a one-for-one with Razor going down the other side. It's quite
I guess.
next to Nico Baby. And they'll be able to take this fight pretty handily now. A 3 for nothing, make it 4. And a 3 Roche. Complete
Killing spree.
Not even a
Dire's
remotely
top
close fight. That
tower
was
is under
very
attack.
spaced out as
Dire's
well.
structures are fortified.
There were
all over the
things
place.
going right for Alliance in that even. They got a full duration static link off on the Huskar with the Razor, which is really what you want to see in this
Roshan
game.
has
But
fallen to the ring.
Huskar gets Oracle T'd when he's low. He just turns around, fights Razor with Burning Spears the whole time and doesn't die. He just lives from his Berserker's blood alone against the Razor. The Ricky gets the jump off, but instant Stampede to save the Oracle in the start of the fight. And I feel like once these fights extend
Dire's
far enough,
middle
like
tower is under
if Liquid
attack.
just survived the initial jump with the Razor and the Ricky, there's just so little in Alliance's tank to really work with. That fight looked really easy to play after the first 10 seconds. And Alliance even had a sick ward. Like, they can't ask for more than that. They had the perfect ward on the enemy hill that didn't get de-warded until mid-fight. And Liquid just jumped the Ogre, who isn't even a great target. They just needed the fight to start, and that was it.
I think at the end of the day, at this stage of the game, even if the game was even in net worth, I think Liquid's lineup is just stronger right now. You're hitting
It is really strong.
items for certain heroes like Pushka. They're just stronger at this stage, just plain and simple. But the question is, when does that start falling off? like if you go into the late game, let's say this goes 45 minutes. I know that's a hard question to answer, but on paper, do you see potential for Alliance to kind of bring this back?
I do.
Is it all in the hands of Nico Baby on the Ricky?
They have good scaling things, right? They have a Ogre is always going to be useful for double physical core later on with Razor and Ricky. Wyvern Curse is always an X factor against any lineup, because the later it goes, the more damage heroes deal, so Curse can win games. So the potential is definitely there. It's just about easy execution, right? Like, can you get it done? Mid lane S4 gets jump.
Up. TP now, and Limp is going to static link. S4 will go out to safety, so Sonic Wave expended and no kill.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sonic was very optimistic.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And he's working on an Orchid
Dire's
as
bottom
well,
tower
so
has
it's going to be one
fallen.
on each respective side here. So from Alliance's perspective, is there a specific item that you're like, once we get this, we're going to feel so much better about these fights? Or is it just a combination of everything?
You need Razor Speed KP, so he doesn't die so easily to Huskar's Burning Spears. That will definitely be a big help. But like, we're going to sound a bit like a broken record, but the problems are still the same. I'm trying to think of what item Alliance gets that allows them to really stay on top of heroes right now. And kill them off.
This is
With
the
a
bot Cinder, and do you remember yesterday?
I do.
Right here.
I do.
At the bottom rune does not get destroyed with a rapier, because not only does he not have a rapier, but he also has Aegis intact. So
And he is
Huskar.
fine.
And
it's not the same game.
It is not
Most
the same.
importantly, it is not the same game. Damn, that was a bit of a jab at that was a bit of a jab at Navi. I think that was uncalled for.
I mean, that was one of the more memorable games I've ever cast. So, just trying to remember it with fond memories here. His Handskin is forced to use his Winter's Curse, and it will save his life.
It won't next time. Mickey has an Orchid now after this wave.
Yeah. To go along with the Yule Scepter, now it's Koikla is actually now a 1v3. Of course, the false promise comes
Killing
through. Oracle
sprees.
brings himself in, but Nico Baby's just going to clean him up very easily. Now Koikla, not sure if he's trying to make the false promise. Here is the Stampede Limp. Off the BKB, but he's already really low. And then they're just going to finish him off. Nope, there's the Cold Embrace, keeping him safe for
Mega
now.
kill.
He's going to continue to stack, but there's a Sonic Wave to finish him off in style. And the hook's on initiation on the S4. Life Break available again. And this looks to be another kill going the way of Liquid. And there's the
Dire's
Yules,
bottom
Mickey.
tower is under attack.
Killing spree.
Another one in Liquid's arms. But the Quab is taken out by the Ricky. Nico Baby. Do they have vision? They do not.
Detection.
So he's going to get
Dire's
away
bottom
with a
tower is
little bit
under
of a
attack.
cheeky play there.
And Mickey got really horny there to get the Wyvern as well, but obviously used all of
Really
his escapes
horny?
to get the kill.
What you
Sometimes
said?
you get kill horny. Have you not heard that?
Well, I have never heard that. I
Really?
like it. No.
He was kill horny there for sure. He blinked Yuled the Wyvern between the enemy tier 2 and tier 3 tower, and that's just an invitation to Ricky to get that counter kill. Like,
An
Quap used both escapes.
invitation. So it's consensual. That's good. I mean, it is a succubus, you know, so you have to remember the lore behind it.
Dominating, I guess.
Ogre Magi destroyed in the mid lane as Koikla still has his Aegis. Not sure how much longer, though. Halberd intact as well. Chakra.
Just ran out.
Yeah, it does run out, and he's not going to get the regen.
Huskar don't care about that.
True.
Well, he would have liked to get the mana, I guess, but yeah.
He'll live is the important thing. So yeah, Nico Baby ends up stealing a kill there. I'm not sure how often this talent is chosen, the 6 HP regen for Ricky. I've personally never seen it, but maybe that's the thing these days. Especially at this stage. He just took it. I think he took his 15 talent first.
Right. I'm trying to find a reason for 6 health regen to be better than 20 attack speed.
It might have been a misclick.
I don't know.
I can understand like getting it if you get an early level 10 and you're still, I don't know.
I mean,
actually, in
attack speed
position
doesn't
1.
matter in Tricks of the Trade, right? It's irrelevant.
No,
But,
that's true.
so it's only your attacks after you blink strike outside of Tricks. So it's not that great either. But you would think that the attack speed is nice for, you know, ramp up a farm. When you're level 10, increase your farming speed around the map.
All right, hold. Stop. Fire Blast to counter though. Stampede is used and looks like Liquid will
Dire's
get out.
top tower
Koifu
is
wants
under
to fight
attack.
though.
A dominating performance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gets up on the match fire, getting static link though. The BKB on the limp. False promise, keeping Koifu healthy, but all his damage is going to be gone here in just a moment. Still at relatively low HP as Sonic Wave is used to take out Handskin in quick effect. And now the focus is going to be on this pesky Timber Sock. Koifu applying more damage over time than you can.
Mega kill. Dominating, I guess.
And again,
You got the conclusion right. You got the conclusion right. You
conclusion
did.
is they all died. Nico baby, Yules is not
Radiant's
available,
bottom
but
tower is under attack.
disruption is
Mega kill.
there. He'll stomp and dash. Alliance lost everyone. Ogre Magi respawned so fast, he didn't know what to do with himself.
There will be
So this is just looking like a snowball out of control type of situation for Liquid. And I mean, playing Ricky from behind especially feels
It's
really
hard.
bad.
It's hard.
Dire's top tower is
Like,
under
it's hard enough for him
attack.
to get kills on paper, right? We're just looking at this line to begin with, but when you're behind, it's like, we've seen some people. I don't think he could have gone for this game, but we've talked about this in the past. If you can get an item like a Battle Fury, you can start farming really fast, accelerate. But the problem is you're playing against a Huskar, so you have to fight really fast.
Yeah.
So not only can you not find kills right now, but you can't really farm. It's not a great farming hero in general.
Especially not without that attack speed talent.
Oh yeah, that's the big
Firing
one.
way slower.
He's gonna live to regret that one. Boy, oh boy.
Selfish.
It's just honestly, you know, there's so many good things to say about Liquid this game, not so many for Alliance. Like, it's really beautiful to watch Liquid play the team fights in this game. I think they're doing a very good job communicating more than anything. Like, they're positioning their heroes really well. They're saving each other. They're really quick to back up. And I can't really put a finger on pretty much anything they've done in teamfights this game. And usually in the past with Liquid, I could, but they've just, for this tournament, they've really been stepping up their game, only losing to Secret so far, obviously. They're just playing solid Dota, and they're getting their picks this game, that's for sure.
Nico
But
Baby.
with our picks, they have a lot of heroes actually as well, so good stuff.
Nico Baby needs to find somebody. Not sure. Oh, he's gonna
Found
pick
a tier one
Radiant's
tower.
middle tower has
you
fallen.
somebody.
Radiant's
That is
top
objective.
tower is under attack.
Very good.
I take back what I said earlier, that Ricky doesn't push towers. He did.
That is technically correct.
He did hit it.
Quick fetch checking out Roshan. It's gonna be up in a minute and a half. And that might be the moment in which, if they're able to find that, I can't see a way for Lions to withstand this. It's gonna be very difficult to come back. It already is. Might be insurmountable at that point.
Double
Unless a rapier
damage.
comes into play, then anything is possible, as Alliance knows.
Dire
Nico
are
Baby
scanning.
is bloodlusted right now. Is
Oh, Hanskin, that's
going for a man-
optimistic.
Yeah, he's dead.
Well, he got it.
Radiant
He
are
did,
scanning.
but it's not even remotely close to the
Actually, I
third
don't even know
anymore.
if that
Radiant's
was
top
optimistic.
tower
I
is
think it's
under
hard for
attack.
him to predict that there will be a Queen of Pain sitting down here waiting, and that the Quap will try to go for that solo kill. So, with our vision, obviously super optimistic, but from his perspective, that might not have seemed that risky. Lim? He's just
Limp. He
gonna
has
run
the
away.
8-second BKB. He will use it.
Yeah,
And
it's
of course, no BKB piercing
Radiant's
stuns.
top
Speedy
tower
kill for,
is under attack.
or for Liquid, I should say. Finally, he's in a bit of trouble.
Stampede.
All right, the Stampede, the False Promise, every save you can ask for as a core. As FNG might have to sacrifice his life for the betterment of his team.
Ownage.
And he will. Nico Baby does get out at the very least. A lot of TP rotations and 2 ultimates used, but man, that's the thing with these saves, Cinder. The cooldowns on them are not like ridiculously long either. They have them fairly consistently.
Absolutely. I mean, what is a really long cooldown save in Dota nowadays? What's the longest cooldown save? It might
Black
be level
Hole,
1
the
false
greatest
promise.
save of them all.
I guess level 1 false promise. But yeah, the cooldown
the
reduction
cooldown
down to level
level
2 is a lot. You cut down 35 seconds. It's a really big deal. Yeah, I don't know. Is there a really... That's the longest cooldown I can think of.
Koikfa on top of S4, who is basically dead.
They're unstoppable or not?
Easily brought down. So trying to create space, and he technically does so with his death. Ricky is now sitting on a Manta Saddle, wants to go for Nullifier. That is his next choice, of course. Just beginning venturing into that as he will get destroyed. Very low. Gets off the trick of the trade. Boxing out, taking the bounce of damage. Very nice. Able to save Nico Baby and deal damage in the meantime. Going to get cold embraced. But perhaps a little overconfident for Liquid. When we talked about how the cooldowns are pretty low, he did not have Stampede because he had just used it.
I mean, this was the first kind of clear mistake they've made, except maybe Mika's dive between the bottom 2 towers when he went for the Wyvern. Those are the only 2 plays that really stand out to me as overextensions. And yeah, big kill for Alliance. Like, they're going to take anything they can get right now. That was 500 gold for Limp. There was some more AoE gold for his team as well. Will actually earn him is this a full halberd or just
Winter's first, showing off that Orchid on Handskin, but there's the save for now from Taiga. Pop the BKB, does Mikke. And we'll blink to safety. And Koiko wants to continue? No. We'll hold off. Playing it safe. Did force out a BKB onto the Queen of Pain. That was the 10-second one.
Regeneration.
A really close
Radiant's
call from S4 as well to get
under
out of there.
attack.
He already used his Yules, and as soon as Quap popped BKB, she blinked Orchid at him, but he already threw out the Timber Chain. So he did get the disengage off.
Damn, I didn't even notice how far the Shadow Demon was. Blink Ghost Scepter Aether Lens right now. So no wonder he was able to get there in time.
It's honestly the biggest surprise for me in this whole game is that they're not buying 4 steps. I would have almost sworn that that is
Dire's
absolutely
bottom
going to
tower is
happen
under
here.
attack.
But they just feel like they don't need it with Stampede. They're not buying a single force against Ricky Huskar, or sorry, Ricky Razor and Chakram. They don't care.
Roshan has fallen to the lead.
Successfully be taken out as a hook stop does have a BKB, will pop Huskar Stampede to create a little bit of distance so the static link won't be applied for too long.
That was, as they say, wicked sick.
Bursted down immediately, and we'll see if Nico can get any more. Mikke,
Monster kill. Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2.
Along with the Roshan
Double
kill,
kill.
they can probably go for more.
Yep, they have a wave coming here in the mid. Actually, there's a siege creep slowing them down. How annoying. You see Koiko ping is like...
Dire's middle tower is
Come
under
on.
attack.
You got it now.
Yeah,
I wonder if you high ground just flat out here, or if you want to control the map a bit more. You definitely high ground with this wave, but if this wave gets killed, if you just go straight back, or if you are
Dire's
straight back
middle
to high
tower
grounding, that
has
is,
fallen.
or if you control the map a bit. Liquid
Dire's middle
is a
tower
team
is
that
under
is very
attack.
methodical about
Dire's
pushing.
structures are fortified.
A lot of the time, they definitely take their
Radiant
sweet time
structures are
with trying to
fortified.
end the game and build themselves the biggest advantage they can, which there's
Radiant's
nothing
bottom
wrong
tower
with.
is under
Just
attack.
trying to win, and they will indeed do that. I think a lot of other teams here force this tower.
Especially with Winter's Curse down as well.
Yeah. Go play map
But
control.
they did force the fortification, so they'll be happy with that. And they still have the Aegis for quite some time. I'm guessing Mikke... No, who's carrying the cheese? Oh, Centaur is. Okay.
Radiant's
So
bottom
Boxy holding on to
tower
that
is
for
under
now.
attack.
Has his Blink, Vanguard, Vladimir's Offering, and actually has the Quickening Charm, so his ult is only a
Radiant are
78 second
scanning.
cooldown now. Looks like
again.
Effigy's gonna be the king. Yep.
Godlike.
Just dead. Nico Baby, into the trees he goes. Blink Strike.
Dire's top tower is under
And it's
attack.
going to be, at the very least, a tier 2. Handskin, even with a god tier Winter's Curse. Everybody together.
There they go.
Nicely done. But it's going to turn into a Wyvern kill right off the bat. The buyback on the Oracle, in fact, will be TPing back here relatively soon. So with the tier 2 down, still Aegis there. They can potentially go from Ricky.
Dire's
Soul
top
Catcher.
tower is under
New
attack.
Blink Strike. We'll be just fine. So Shiva's incoming for Quap very soon. Koikva, like we said, has an assault not too far away from Satanic. And still Nico Baby, and he's working on the same item. He's only gained 1,000 gold since the last time we talked about him. They're going for that nullifier.
They have so little map
Not a good
control.
deal.
There's not really any spaces to farm, and the one space that they had was where Ogre went to die. So good thing that he was there, because anyone else would have died there too. Just really kind of running out of options and lines, it has felt like, for the last 33 minutes and 29 seconds.
Onto the high gun. I'm not sure if that's actually what he wanted. There's the false promise. Let's see what he does with it. He's going to put more pressure to S4. Winter's Curse is still available.
I think he dies from
enough
this one.
damage.
Oh,
no, he will not.
He actually
half HP. He's
they
fine,
did
bro.
so much damage there. Like, they did insane amounts of damage and it still wasn't enough.
That was skill, all
Like,
right.
I feel like I shouldn't be surprised anymore by Oracle Huskar, but it's just sometimes it seems like the damage is too overwhelming. Like, they hit so much
Radiant
into him and it still wasn't even close. Well, that's the halberd. Definitely helps.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower
No
is under
doubt about
attack.
it. Taiga on the Shadow Demon is going for an Aghanim Scepter, one of my favorites. Classic Ags, the triple ult, very annoying to deal with and crippling for a lot of heroes. I mean, he's on pace to get that before Ricky even finishes his nullifier that he's been working on for so long.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this axe too. I think it's one of the best in the game for me. Just the insane amount of damage or flat out control that you get in the fight from this hero is pretty incredible. And he has the defensive items he needs in this game. Like, again, you could talk Force Staff, but clearly it hasn't been needed. Ghost Scepter should be enough to distance himself from getting jumped by Ricky.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So yeah, don't mind that at all.
Which is the exact reason that Nullifier is trying to be built here to counter the Ghost Scepter. So then they will have to get, surely they'll have to get first.
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
Smoke here from Alliance.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Here's the Huskar. That's a huge ult. Onto S4 again. That seems to be his main target. He's going to focus on Ricky now. Switch back to S4 as the Aegis is now gone again. Still
Killing spree.
Centaur uses his ult, but Limpy's dealing a lot of damage. They lost the Winter Wyvern, so Hanskin not able to use his ult. Sonic Wave into the life break. Just completely sandwiching Limpy.
They're unstoppable.
He's going to drop as a result, and that's going to be 3 deaths. In very quick succession here for Liquid. These Aegises haven't been used, but it hasn't mattered at all. See if they go for this mid lane now. So
I think one of the things
20K network lead here for Liquid.
One of the things Liquid is doing best is that the heroes they're always playing around each other while still keeping a really good distance. Like, there's never a chance for a Stalker. There hasn't been an opportunity to curse this whole game. Like, every single part of
Radiant
the
structures are
double
fortified.
buyback.
Yes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Boxy. Yeah, the BKB stampede in 5 seconds. He can get out, this would be big, but there's a Winter's Curse.
He has cheese.
He does have cheese, that is true, and you will eat it. Not lactose intolerant from my boy Stentar. And he's good to go. Alliance will pretty much have to take that trade. 2 buybacks for a cheese, really. Does cheese sell for 500 gold, Cinder, or is it 250?
Yeah, 500.
How much would it have to be to think it's worth buying in the shop? If it was available in the shop.
Oh, that's a good question.
Do you think 500? I mean, if it sells for 500, that means it's worth 1,000, right? So is it worth 1,000 gold?
Yes. People would
Is it
definitely
worth-
be buying it.
What's the limit for you? I know it's game dependent.
What kind of question is that? How am I
Give it to
supposed
me.
to answer that?
Cinderin, please. This is very important.
1730.
Wow. So 1740 is over.
I hate
Radiant
you.
are scanning.
Quick.
I gave a
That's the
stupid
Satanic
answer so you
now.
would stop talking about it. And you
I
still
gave you
don't
another
know.
stupid question after that. Well, Satanic's online for quickly. He's not 25, which is a little bit surprising to me.
Oh, Taiga?
Oh, Taiga? Not fired yet. He's just sitting on the helm of Iron Will. Very unfortunate. Quick jumps in onto the Razor. The BKB is popped now. Remember, Satanic is there.
It happened again.
With all these
Oh,
saves,
no.
and as usual, FNG's going to be the first to fall. Poor Ogre is getting decimated time and time again. Sonic Wave onto 2. There's
If you were a millennial, I'd say wicked sick.
and easily clean him up. S4 buys back into the game as the chase continues. Guard's going to use inside the cloud as Nico Baby attempting to do some damage. Ooh, the nice disruption, keeping the clock alive.
There they go.
There's the false promise, keeping her alive now.
Dire's top tower is
Again,
under
the save
attack.
after save. as Team
Radiant's bottom
Liquid are
tower
just
is under
crushing
attack.
these fights. And Mickey's at full HP. As
Dire's
per
top
norm.
tower is under attack.
And with this, they should be able to
Radiant's
get
bottom
mid.
tower is
Probably
under
GG.
attack.
And GG is now sold. So Liquid
Dire's
taking game on
structures
in.
are fortified.
It felt very
Dire's middle
methodical,
tower
like,
is under
yeah,